Hey everybody, it's Bill Peterson here. This is one of the next projects that has to be tackled. I don't know when I'm going to get to this. I got a bunch of work to do out of state coming up the next couple of weeks. But yeah, these windows have to be pulled out of this. This glass has to be replaced. These have to be derusted, restored. I think I can save them. But yeah, they've got to be treated and taken out, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I don't know if you can see those, but that's the screw and the holder holding those frames on these windows. I don't really know what you call that. I think when it's leather and brass and saddle making, we call them like a Chicago cleat or a Chicago screw button, something like that. I don't know what you call them when they're in a car window from 80 years ago. But this first one's apart, and that's a big step in restoring this windows, because you can buy new windows for this truck, but all the parts call for those pieces. So those are going to have to be derusted, treated, and cleaned up, and whatever we do with those. And then I'll put those back in the truck with a new window in that door, and everything should be good to go. Okay, everybody, so I got these all apart. I got all the crap cleaned out of there, the rubber channel and everything, and there's just a lot of garbage in those that need to be cleaned out, and I'll work on that when I get derusted. But when I get done with these, hopefully there'll be a good looking window channel, and we'll put it back into these doors that are ready to accept. There's a rubber bumper that goes down here to keep everything from clanking around, and then of course there's gaskets that go in there, and the window channel stuff that goes in. That's that kind of funny looking this stuff that I guess on modern cars looks like it's got hair on it, but that's what that is. I'll get new of that, we'll put those in, and yeah, those doors are getting close to being rebuilt. Hey everybody, I got home a little bit early from work. I decided to get the paint stripped off these, get these etched, and I did, and everything's looking good. I left a note for the next person that does this, and we'll see what happens there. Got that door spring in, or the window regulator spring. They're all working good. Yeah, I'm happy with how these came out. There is one little hole down here. It's not on that side. I think it's on this other door that I'm going to have to patch and replace. Yep, right down here. That's going to have to get a patch, but other than that, those are the only bad spots on these doors. So I was excited about that, and yeah, it's going to be a while before I see everybody, so I will, I'm off on sort of a fun work adventure, and I'll tell you about it when I get back, okay? Have a good one. So besides working on the doors, there's one final thing that I've got to do on the cab of this truck. Like I said, I put that patch in, and I do have some other stuff to do, but I do need to fix that hole. And that's right where the gas tank strap goes in, and it's got a little rust there, and I'm going to figure out a way to patch that out of there and move it. And I saw a way of doing that to create a pattern with that using tape. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and see if we can make a pattern, and then we cut that out of there and call it good. So that's what I came up with on this 16 gauge sheet metal. That's a pattern from that bottom of that cab, and I'll cut that out, and hopefully when I figure out a way to bend it, it'll be right. But we'll see. All right, so I got that laying in there. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. Gonna kind of draw that other piece and then smash those edges down somehow. Don't know how I'm gonna do that. Probably have to cut relief cuts and then weld this piece together and then put it in there. At least that's the plan, I think. So we'll do that. All right, so that's how that's shaping up. It's actually looking out like it's supposed to. Surprised. But that's what we're gonna keep messing with that until I get it just right in there, and then cut that other piece out, weld it in. I don't know if I'll get to it today. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'll tell you about it later. But yeah, that's where. Okay, so that's where we're at with that, and I think I'm getting pretty happy with that, and I'm gonna leave it there. And I got a piece of a door to cut out, and then I'll form this and get it fit back in there, and that other piece cut out of there at some point down the road. This is that little piece of door I got to cut out. This thing was in really good shape. It's the only part of these doors that really need any work. The rest of this is just dents. So I'm gonna pull that door skin out and then cut that off and put a little patch in there. And that's how we're gonna do that. Okay, well, there you have it. I got that piece cut out on the bottom of that door. I'll got flattened out pattern made right here. I will get it cut out and we'll patch that probably next week. All right, well, I got that pattern made. Stick that in there. The reason I'm not gonna do any more of this today is I gotta go get my hair cut and pack for a trip because I'm going away. And I'll tell you all about that later.